the second week with Lifebook and I'm so pumped up. I already feel how this program is and will be changing my life. So here is the overview of the second week. Enjoy the video. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Armin and I'm inspiring people by sharing my journey of transforming my own life. And if you too would like to bring your life into another level, the first step you can do is to hit that subscribe button and bell icon next to it. Then start watching my videos and of course take action. This year I have decided to move my self-development journey into a completely new level. And the first step in that is my participation in Lifebook Program. If you want to know more about the program itself and why I have joined it, you can find the link somewhere up here. Click it and you learn more about this program. During this 6-week program, every week I'm creating a video about my own experience and progress with the program. And this is now the overview of the second week. Every week we have two categories in which we will find out what we believe about that category, where we want to go, so our vision in that category, why we want to get there, so the reason behind, and also how we can get there, so the strategy. And this week's categories were emotional life and character. And before I started to work on this emotional life category, I started to think a little bit more about this emotional life. And I already knew before the lesson that emotions are a really important part in having a good life experience, because if you experience good emotions, of course you have better life quality or life experience, and if you feel negative emotions, your life experience will be much worse. And when I was pondering about this, I've suddenly realized why John and Missy, who are creators of this program, have decided to have those categories in order like it is. Emotions are heavily affected by the mood we are in, and our mood is affected how we feel in our body. So in other words, healthy body gives the possibility to feel good, which also creates more positive emotions. But at the same time, our thoughts are also affecting our emotions a lot. If you have positive thoughts, you feel positive emotions. If you have negative thoughts constantly in your head, you of course feel more negative emotions. But our thoughts are also affected how we feel. So the better we feel, better thoughts we have. So it looks like the health and fitness category is the basis, which is also the first category in this program. A healthy body gives the brain the food it needs, and healthy mind creates positive thoughts, which also those positive thoughts also will start to create more positive emotions, and those positive emotions, they will build the character you want to be. Why? Because emotions create actions, and actions, they create habits. Habits are creating personality, and personality is creating the character. So that is why the order of those categories is as it is. Health and fitness, the basis for healthy mind and also for positive thoughts. Intellectual life, positive thoughts will create positive emotions, of course. Emotional life, positive emotions will create a character through actions and habits. And character is putting everything together, and it is the key in having an extraordinary life experience. So this is the realization I had, and why the order of those categories is like it is. So health and fitness first, intellectual life second, emotional life third, and character fourth, and then will come all the rest. But those four, they are the basis. But now back to the topic, emotional life category. I've been working on emotions a lot, especially after I had, started to work with them after I had happening in my life, which at that moment was really painful, and it made me to look inside. And the best tool to deal with emotions is of course meditation. And the first place where I noticed a difference in my emotions is traffic. I believe many people have this problem, and it was with me too. So whenever I was in a hurry and when I got stuck in traffic, I started to get pretty upset and yell that, "What are you doing? Cannot drive, why you're parking on this road?" and so on and so on. But when I started to meditate and started to become aware of my own thoughts, I realized that it won't help me if I start to yell. What it does it help me? Does it make the traffic go faster? No, it doesn't. It makes me just feel bad, and if somebody is also with me in that car, it makes those people also feel bad. So this is the first place where I noticed the change. And of course, after starting to meditate and work on my emotions, I got much less irritated whatever something happened in my life which was out of my own control. Because I saw, if I cannot change it, then why should I get mad about it and start to get frustrated? I just feel bad. Just let it go, forget it, and do something else. Put my energy on something else which can bring me forward. And I was really curious what this emotional category can bring. So what new ideas I can get from this category. And the biggest takeaway is that our emotions, they are guidance of the heart. So your emotions are guiding you through life. So if you are feeling bad, always doing something, then this is maybe the sign that you have to choose something else. Maybe there's another road you have to take. Or if you enjoy doing something, really enjoying it, then maybe you should put your life more around that thing. So our emotions are guidance in our life. Of course, I knew this concept already quite a long time ago, but I haven't put much attention to it. So now it is time to listen more to my heart too, instead of just listening to my mind. So put more attention what my body is also trying to tell me through emotions. And one other thing I forgot to mention, when I started to meditate, I said I could little bit like control more of my emotions, but at the same time I could allow to feel those emotions more, because we humans, we are emotional beings, and those emotions are making us who we are. So I can allow myself to feel more positive emotions, and sometimes even negative emotions like sadness. If I feel sad, I let it out, but I don't feel bad about it. It's not hurting me so much anymore, because I know this is just the expression from my body. So by working with my emotions, I can actually feel much more alive, because I can express my emotions without attaching to those emotions. And with that being said, let me now share my beliefs, my vision, my purpose, and also my strategy in emotional category. And of course, this is work in progress. So whenever I have new ideas, I will add them to my life book. And I have here a couple of quotes before I have those 4 steps. The first quote goes, "Don't choose today's pleasure over something that you really want." In today's society, we tend to do something which gives us joy in this moment, but which can actually harm our progress in the future. And people usually tend to choose that thing instead. So let's say drinking is probably the best example. You drink, you feel good today, but next morning you go more down than you were before you started to drink. So don't choose today's pleasure over something which you really want. And the next one is from Aristotle, which goes, "Happiness is the meaning of the purpose of life, the whole aim and the end of human existence." So this is from the life book itself, because this was mentioned in the lesson. And now my premise, so my beliefs about emotions. Emotions have a direct effect on my health. I believe most of you know that your emotions can really make you sick. If you feel bad, if you have negative thoughts, those will create negative emotions, and this puts your body under stress, and you will get sick. And even people have died from negative emotions. So when people lose somebody, they get that emotional or mental pain which is too hard to handle, and they will follow the partner who died, for example. Happiness is a choice and not achievement. So happiness is not something that you achieve when you accomplish some goal. This is the trick of your mind, because when you say that I want to have that car, then I will be happy, but when you get that car, you say again that of course you can be satisfied for, let's say, a week, maybe 2 weeks, but then you find out, okay, I'm not happy anymore. When I get that beautiful house, I will be happy, etc. I will get that amazing job, I will get this, I will get that, then I will be happy. Actually, happiness is a choice which you have to make today at this moment, because if you see it in the future, you will always see it in the future. Emotions are the window to the heart. They warn and guide us. So this I already explained. So our emotions will guide us through the life. Emotions are controlling all other categories. Emotions are the fundamentals for all the physical and mental actions. They are the source of motivation and inspiration. When you feel good, when you have positive emotions, of course you will feel much more drive to do something, you feel motivated, and etc. So emotions are the key to get something done. Emotions can be consciously created, and I have full control over my emotional progress. We can consciously create emotions by doing the things we love more, then we feel more positive emotions, etc. So by choosing the actions, we can actually consciously create more positive emotions. Vision. So my vision for my emotional life. My emotions and my feelings are my road signs and guides. I am a master in reading, understanding and following them, and this keeps me in a harmony with my higher self and higher calling. I am a master in controlling my emotions. I can easily interrupt if needed, but at the same time I'm able to allow myself to experience them fully, so I can dance with the music of life and enjoy everything in its fullest. This is what I also explained already earlier when I explained about meditation. So I could start to control a little bit more emotions. So if I feel bad, I can stop them, and if I feel good, I can give them more power so I can feel them more. I can consciously create emotions and feelings like joy, euphoria, gratitude, pleasure, confidence, passion, fulfillment, inspiration, happiness, kindness, hope and awe. And this is making my life a unique and extraordinary experience. And there is also now one quote which I have added here, which I believe came from one of the Lifebook members. I will own my emotions, so my emotions would not own me. The purpose, so the reason why I want to have those goals. Mastering emotions can be the difference between living in heaven or hell, because emotions, if you let them run wild, your life on earth can really be like hell, because you are on a roller coaster ride with your emotions. The purpose of life is to be happy, and the most effective means of doing so is the conscious creation of emotional states. Living in harmony with emotions, I can create the life I have dreamed of, because positive emotions are the basis of the extraordinary life and the main fuel for any activity. Consciously creating positive emotions and amplifying and fully experiencing them allows me to make the world a better place. With my radiance and positivity, I can melt even the heaviest of hearts. So this is one of my goals in life, at least for now, to spread the positivity, to help people who are around me, who I'm in contact with, to raise their vibration and make them feel more positive by sharing my own positivity. And I have one really powerful quote here. One candle can light 1,000 other candles without losing any of its own power. So by sharing positivity, you are not giving it away, you are just expanding it, so the positivity is spreading like wildfire. And the last part, so strategy. And this is where I written down my own steps, but then I found one Lifebook member had almost the same steps, but his wording was much more nicer, so I stole her sentences. But as I had almost exactly the same steps for me, I a little bit changed them, so now they are like this. I will find and write down what makes me feel happy, aligned and fulfilled, and intentionally schedule those things into my days. I will notice and write down what makes me feel unhappy, drained and unfulfilled, and consciously remove them or limit them in my life. I will be conscious of my emotions and use them as cues to determine the message they are providing me. Is there something to learn, a boundary to reinforce, an expectation I have attached to? Every negative feeling and unpleasant situation is a chance for me to grow. I will treat my emotions with respect, acknowledge and allow them, and then intentionally release them with gratitude. And here I have a quote, the wound is the place the light enters you. And this is the quote from the Lifebook program itself. And the last two, I will practice gratitude daily, allowing the magic of life to be in my conscious awareness. And last one, smile more often. Do the joyful thing just for the sake of doing it. So thank you for the original creator of those sentences. Unfortunately, I don't remember your name anymore. So this was about emotional life, the first category of the second week. The second category of the second week was character. At first, I thought this will be one of my hardest categories in this Lifebook program, because I have never set any specific values for my character, so I have never thought about what are my true and core values. But when I started with the lesson, I realized that this is actually what I have been doing for the last year. Because to create my dream life, I have to become the one who is having that dream life. I have to think like he's thinking, I have to act like he's acting, and mostly I have to respond to every situation in my life like my best version would respond. So this is what I have been doing for the last year, and this was the main purpose, to create a challenge becoming the best possible version of myself. But as mentioned, I haven't set those specific characteristics and values according to which my best self would behave. But now with this category, this step is also done. And having a clear vision where to head, so what would my best version would be, this makes this challenge what I'm doing even much more powerful. And this is why I'm so pumped up, because I see the power of adding those two together. And this is why I feel this is a completely life-changing program for me. But anyway, here are my premise, vision, purpose and strategy for character category. And here I have again two quotes. The first one is from the Lifebook program, and it goes like this: good character happens when virtues are being turned into habits. And the second one is which I took from Aaron Dowdy, who I have been following for a few years already. You are not defined by your past, you are who you choose to be in the present moment. Of course, we are who we are because of our past experience, but it doesn't mean that it has to be that way. You always have the choice which you can make. So you cannot say that because I was like this in the past, this is why I'm now acting like this. This is a choice you are making. You can change it. So you always have the power to choose who you want to be in this present moment. And I think this is a really, really powerful quote if you can really understand it. But anyway, here are my premises for this category. The external world is a reflection of what I am inside. Like I mentioned already, if I want to live the life I'm dreaming of, I have to become the one who is having that life. Then I'm resonating with that reality, and I'm making this life as my own reality. My personality is consciously created and changeable, and I have complete control over it. Like I said with a quote, that we are not defined by our past, we are who we choose to be in the present moment. So we can consciously create our own character through building habits, etc. A really strong character is the one who acts according to his values even when no one is watching. In today's society, we see so much, let's say, generosity. People, when they do some good, they make a video about it and then they post it in social media. But what they are doing behind the camera, this is what defines their true values. So are they actually doing those things when nobody is watching? So this is the sign of a true and strong character. He can stay true to his values while no one is watching. And I have another quote here. The real personality can be seen when things get tough. Everyone can be good if things are good, but we can see the true personality when things are going downhill. So then we will see what the person is about. Vision, so my goals in this category. Self-discipline to stay true to my values in all situations, especially in those that support spiritual growth. Every day we face choices, but usually we make choices according to our feeling, what makes us feel good at that moment. And here is the quote which I mentioned in emotional category. Don't choose today's pleasure over something which you really want. If personal growth is something which you want, those choices which you have, make choices which can help you grow and stay true to your values. So this is my aim. So I can always be true to my values no matter how I feel in making those decisions. Because I know if I can stay true to those values, my growth is much faster. Courage to make unpleasant decisions and always remain true to myself and my own values, regardless of opinions of others. This is almost the same like the first step, but I mentioned here also that I'm not thinking what others think, so I want to have enough courage so I can stay true to myself, so I can be who I am without thinking what others think. Because in today's society, we are like in chains because we constantly think what others are thinking and we cannot act authentically. And here I have a quote about it. So, bravery is not being fearless, it is being afraid and doing it anyway. And now some character traits which I like to have. Perseverance, patience and composure. I can maintain patience and peace even in the most difficult situations. Honesty towards oneself and others, no matter of the outcome. Self-confidence, compassion, kindness and caring. And reliability. And this list, it's not finite. I will be adding more here. Like I mentioned, I haven't thought about my character traits before. So now I have started to consciously think about them, and this list for sure will be longer. My purpose, so why I want to get those. Having a weak character, I accomplish nothing in life. I will fail and I have to look into my children's eyes with shame and guilt. In my previous video, I said that the why has to be really strong, that it can push you to do those things which you want to do, the strategy, so that you can get to your goals. And there are two ways, stick way or carrot way. And with many of my categories, I feel like a stick is more motivating. And here this part is also the stick. So if I don't have good character, if I have weak character, I cannot accomplish the things which I want to, and I can give my children the life I want to give them. So if I fail in this, I have to face them with shame. And this point goes on. A strong personality is a role model for children and everyone whose lives I influence. To live the life of my dreams, I have to become the one who has the life of my dreams. And the last one here is, a strong character enables me to face and handle everything that is being thrown onto my path. A strong character will make life much more enjoyable and easier. And my current strategy, which I have written here: find out the most important character traits and then start tracking them with a diary. So I have this diary where I'm writing every day what I did good, what I did bad, and in the morning I write how I would like to behave on that day. So this diary is a very good tool to start building those habits, because then I can start to add those habits one by one into that diary and start tracking them there. Create challenges specifically to develop specific character traits. And this I already had in my mind before I started this program, when I started the challenge becoming the best possible version of myself. It has multiple phases, and in every phase I will add something which I would like to build, and this is mostly about building some character traits. And last one, act on your values when making choices that are emotionally challenging. The biggest growth can happen in cases where you have the choices to make and you choose emotionally more difficult choice, but in the long run it can be much more beneficial. So those are the times when you can actually grow the most. And that concludes this category and also this week's overview. This program is exactly what I needed to start building an extraordinary life for myself and move everything completely to a completely another level. So thank you, John and Missy, for making this possibility to happen. And thank you also you who are watching this video. Anyway, that's it. And if you would like to join this program and change your life, you can find the link in the video description. So that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, peace and much love to you all. Bye bye.